I have another question. We saw for the official bonuses. We saw post-fight, Volk mentioned, Avalov, and he mentioned Murphy. And there's also a potential matchup of Arman Tsarukyan moving down to 145 to fight Volk for the title. What do we think about that?
That'd be a big cut for him.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he can make it?
He's pretty lean and he's big and strong. He can make it. I was just worried about how he's going to perform when he makes it, If he could do it healthy, then he'd be a lot stronger than Volk. And I would love to help him train for that fight. That'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, probably the winner of the next fight with Leon Murphy.
How do you train a guy like Arman Tsarukyan to fight a guy like Volk?
You especially because of his size, use your pressure. The same way I'm telling Diego to fight, like create more action. You can't point fight him. You can't stand outside and point fight him. He's too fast. He's too smart. His footwork's great. Like you gotta create more motion, more like I'd say chaos, right? Even though Arman's got great techniques, still create the chaos and get a hold of him and fight. It
originally was reported that Diego broke both feet. He posted in the ER after the fight, but then yesterday he posted on his story that, the feet are fractured. But I remember watching this fight with you, TJ. You said, man, I feel like I fracture my feet every time I fight. Is that true?
I mean, not every fight, but like after my first bra fight, my feet were so swollen at the pool party the next day. Like couldn't even put my sandals on. They were so swollen. And it's from not committing on your kicks enough. Like every kick you watch him throw, his foot's landing on the shin, his foot's landing on his elbow to where hopefully you're landing with your shin, right? So he's just not committing to the kicks as much as and maybe it's because he's afraid of the takedowns, like he mentioned in the corner.
He was training with David Taylor before this fight at OSU, and he seemed like he had
he's training with David. He's training with David Taylor because he was worried about the takedowns, and I don't understand it. Like it's not like Volk's like gonna submit you. Right? Like, yeah, he might score some points here and there, but at least you're getting a hold of him. At least you're getting this engagement. At least you're getting, what you want. And in this fight, all the grappling exchanges, he kind of won, to be honest.
Yeah, he got to his back almost twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should have trust his jiu-jitsu feel a little bit more and just be more relaxed.
Yeah.
What do you think about the overall performance, Khalil, of Diego and then Volk?
Again, I think the overall performance on Volk's part was great. He went in there to win. He came in there and he showed it. He did all of the correct things to go in there and win the fight. He stayed active. He moved. He was countering things really well, taking the center of the cage. And Diego just didn't do enough. So the overall performance from Diego, I would say, yeah, he didn't do enough. He didn't show up like he wanted to win this fight. I think him fracturing his feet, that comes from not really committing to the kicks like TJ was saying, but also you gotta train kicks. You have to get your legs and your feet conditioned from throwing them. And so a lot of the times like that happens. You see these guys in Thailand throwing 150 kicks per fight, and you don't see them fracturing feet, and they're kicking on the shin, they're kicking in the elbow, and it's because they're training. They're actually training their kicks. I think he was hesitant from the takedown. So if you're throwing half-ass kicks at the knees and at the elbows and at the shins, it's bound to happen. You can see that big lump in his foot right there, actually, in that front foot. But yeah, I don't think that Diego did enough. He didn't come in here like he wanted to take Volk out.
It's obviously Diego. He was here his last week at camp, and Ige and Eric Nixick were here, and he looked phenomenal. And he looks always strong. He always looks ready to go to war. The guy's like one of my favorite fighters of all time. I've watched him come up in the game. We've been working with him for years. Do you think there's an edge of just fighting for a title, just put something on you where you forget the game plan, you lock up, you tense up? Because it's a completely different fighter from the John Silva fight.
Kinda. I mean, yes. I mean, he's done this twice now against Volk, but he's also fighting a smarter fighter because he's fighting the world champion. But he still kind of did that to Gene Silva, but he got the takedown helped him out a lot, and obviously mounting him really well and got his back really well. That's again why I don't know why he was so afraid around the grappling, because I feel like he's the better grappler. But going into that fight, I told you it's like he's too flat-footed, and he kind of did the same thing. When he's his best is when the tempo gets picked up and people start brawling with him, is when he's his best.
Yeah, that's where he has the best chances of really winning and doing his thing.
Khalil, you talk about kicks pretty heavily. I know you're super versed in Muay Thai, and I understand you trained a lot in Thailand. How does a guy build up the endurance and like the cartilage in the bone and the skin to not break and not kind of falter during a fight? Is it like full Jean-Claude Van Damme where you're kicking bamboo trees?
No, I think that's just like a, urban myth thing, and people see it in movies and think that that's what it needs. But realistically, it's conditioning your shins against the bag. It's not micro fracturing and doing all these things and smacking it with bottles like that. All that stuff is just hype shit.
Yeah.
What helped for me to get comfortable is kicking the bag. And you have to get your nerves and everything down there in the feet and in the shins used to high impact. And that's really all it takes, man. It's not that hard. It's just repetition and kicks on the bag and kicks on the pads. And eventually your brain will let your feet and your shins and everything know it's okay to send it.